What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. We've got some cool new gear laid out tonight. Sorry, I'm moving my charger cord here real quick. It's the camera, I just realized. So there's an arm attached to the table, and then the camera is mounted in the arm. And sorry, I'm watching an ad for Tire Shine before I can see my own live stream. And then sometimes I wrap the charger cable around the arm so that it's out of the shot, and then I attach it to the phone so it can charge while I'm recording or whatever, and it's still in the thing. So, anyways, yeah, we've got some cool stuff out here. I don't want to lay out everything that's new, but I wanted to show off some. I got my Hinderers out here, but I got some new stuff that has not been talked about yet or reviewed on the channel. Hello, everyone. Hello. This is going to be a laid back, relaxed, knife chat, whatever chat live stream, just talking about some new stuff. And yeah, that's what we're going to do tonight. I haven't done just a normal laid back live stream. So we're doing it tonight because we've got plans for tomorrow night. And, I've said this in previous live streams, periodically, stuff comes up on a Saturday night and I move to Friday. It just kind of works out. So yeah. All right. Hello. Yep. Everybody's in here. All the usuals. Absolutely. Hello, Stud Fishing. And hello again to everybody I was chatting with before the live stream started. Brewhound's in here. What's up, buddy? Russ Cagle. Hello. Andrew. Crying in corner with my honey badger. Hey, man. Let me tell you. So for a long time, I just was totally, happy with just one or two knives. And I discovered trading and, on blade forums. It was primarily where I did that stuff. And I would trade out. And in my collection never ventured further than maybe like 2 or 3 knives. It wasn't until I really, started spending some money and then finally got the channel started that I was able to get my hands on some stuff. So there's nothing wrong with that. The Honey Badger is a good knife. Glock Shooter 24, thank you so much for the donation. MC, how you liking the Canis? Just got mine today. Really impressed. Yeah, watch this. So this is a compression lock. Look at this. Wow, that is so smooth. It's crazy, man. The Canis is cool. Nice and ergonomic, right? The swedge is weird, but whatever, it's cool. It's made super well. My goodness, I'm gonna have some positive stuff to say about that. I was super weirded out by the swedge, but okay, yeah. And seriously, when it locks out, it's solid. There's no movement in this guy, but look at this. Yeah, that is the smoothest compression lock I have ever felt. Look at this. It's just free swinging. That's awesome. Definitely cool. Absolutely cool. Yeah, you like the lights? All right, so I got a couple new ones. I got this. Okay, so this is the modded D4V2 by MSR. The original was the aluminum body. I added the stainless steel bezel and then the titanium short body just for fun. And then this is the big boy, the D4SV2, which is much more powerful and much bigger. I kept the standard body on it, but added the stainless steel bezel. They need to make a titanium version of this. Definitely. And this is also a D4V2, but it's in titanium. And I gotta say, I really like this one because the button is illuminated. Here, hang on. Let's cut the lights real quick so I can show you. The switch is illuminated. That is so cool. I love that. I'm so pumped about that. It's just neat. I love the titanium D4V2. They're about 110-ish, and they got some special editions that are a little bit more with some anodizing. Very cool. This is the most high-end flashlight in terms of materials and capability that I have ever owned, and I am very impressed with it. Couple of quirks. The on-the-rail user interface is great. It tends to be a little tiny bit buggy with the MSRs, but it's fine. And you know what? If it bugs out, it's really easy to reset. So, yeah, these are awesome lights. I didn't link them down in the description. So down, oh gosh, I didn't do that. I should have done that. There's a video on my channel where I unbox this guy, and that same link will take you to a store where you can get all of these at the same time. They're fantastic. It's been a long week for me. I'm exhausted. I'll be passing out soon. Have a great night. Everyone have a great weekend. Hey, Kiefer, no problem. Thanks for the donation, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Always a pleasure. The legendary Kiefer, of course, known by every knife-related channel ever knows who Kiefer is. He should start his own YouTube channel. I'd watch it for sure. Zell, what's up, Zell? Is that an OD Green off-grid Rhino? Yes, it is. This is the new tumbled off-grid Rhino in OD Green and all blacked out hardware, blacked out pocket clip, liners, hardware. Man, they did a good job with this knife. Oh, almost fall shut. This is a 76 something that's not expensive, but man, the tumbling looks so good. Zell can tell you because Zell has my old Rhino, the black one. This is such a good knife for the money. Man, off-grid knives is just excellent. Let's see here. Dolica rules. Let's see here. Oh, somebody's begging for Striders. Speaking of Striders, it's not, I mean, it's a Strider design, but this is the Marfione Custom MSG3 that is an integral. And this is a candidate for Excalibur, guys. This is very much, anybody who's watched my Quest for the Perfect Folding Knife series and, you know, knows all the boxes that I want checked, you can see here what we're dealing with. This is very close, and I've known that it would be for a long time. It's nice to finally have that guy in hand. Not super expensive as a custom goes. I think you can get that now. The price is going to be a shock for a lot of people. It's a lot of money no matter who you are. $750. It's a lot of money. But as far as a custom goes, especially a Marfione custom and an integral made in the USA, pretty impressive. That's a lot of times, you know, that saying that out loud, a lot of people are going to go, that's $1,000, what you're describing right there. So, not bad. Really? Kiefer, you do? Oh, geez. Well, hang on a sec, man. Let me go subscribe to you real quick. I'm literally going to take time out of my own live stream to go subscribe to Kiefer. Kiefer225948. Hang on. 225948. Oh, you do. I'm subscribed. I'm subscribed to Kiefer225948 right now. Turning notifications to all. Absolutely. Very cool. Okay. Well, now I'm subscribed to Kiefer, and if you're not subscribed to Kiefer225948, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Let's get Kiefer some subs. If you're watching this in the future, Kiefer's been involved with the channel for forever. Kiefer is the person who made the F-150 truck spring scalpel that I unbox all of the knives on the channel for. He also submitted the Dolica, which is always right up here. Kiefer will forever be a very important part of the channel, an integral part of the channel, if you will. So yeah, subscribe. Definitely. You want to see the Riot Jack? All right, ready? Bam! It's got the Damasteel blade on there and the purple hardware. This thing is wicked. I've been wanting to take a look at this forever. The guy who sent it also sent the comb, which is also purple anno, and the standard M390 hand rub satin finish blade. If you don't know about the Riot Jack 2, 2019, these you can actually remove the blade and switch it out for a comb or whatever. Cool, interesting. Not the most useful thing in the world, but okay, it's cool. Very cool. Yeah, Danny T, I think I'm with you there. I think I do like the original Jack better. But I appreciate that they did something weird. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I want to see, right? I mean, we don't see, like, the integral thing, yeah, it's cool. I mean, the flipping action, yeah, it's cool. The design, like the look of it, it's pretty cool, especially the pivot. It's unique. But the fact that it's got a spine where you can take the blade off, that's interesting. Not the most utilitarian thing, because how they've got this ground, like the spine of it will get in the cutting path for sure. But I mean, whatever. Like, I mean, they knew who they were catering towards. They were catering towards a collector audience, and that's who they made that knife for, you know. Spyderco Smock or CRKT Clever Girl. I don't know. I don't know about the CRKT Clever Girl. The Smock is excellent though. The Smock's hard to beat for sure. Is the purple anno custom or is it production? It sure looks production. It sure does. This looks professionally done by Riot, but I don't know. I've never seen one outside of this one with purple anno, but that doesn't mean that they didn't do them. So yeah. Stacy, what's up? Thanks for stopping in. Let's see here. Yeah, Zell. Yeah, the new. I've got a teal helmet sticker for. So the alternate color stickers is a Patreon thing. I just got them laid out here because they're fun. I do special alternate colored stickers for events that I do in Patreon. So if you want to join my Patreon, there's a link down in the description. We do some really fun stuff there. I don't want to ruin anything, but yeah, there is a $1 tier, so it doesn't cost much to join, but there are lots of different tiers with different little things that I do. So if you want to check out my Patreon and see what's going on there, there is a link down in the description. Also, what's down in the description is my membership link. So all of those awesome folks with the different colored helmets beside their names in the chat, those people have joined my membership programs. They are Knights of the Round. The different colors, different colored badges signify how long they have been a member. You start off at blue, and then it changes to green after 1 month. It changes to purple after 3 months, changes to red after 6 months. We actually have some red helmets in here. That's awesome. And then finally gold after a year. You also gain access to the exclusive Excalibur emojis, which my Knights can show off right now if they want to in chat. Lots of popular blades from, you know, recognizable blades from video games and pop culture. That's just for fun. If you want to join Knights of the Round, it's the very first link in the description of the live stream you're watching right now. It's $1.99 a month, and it's just for fun. So if you want to, great. It supports the channel, and if not, that's okay too. And then Super Chat is live. Any funds, any donations that are given during the live stream go right back into the channel, 100%. There you go. There's all the swords. I'm sure you guys will recognize many of them. If not, some of you will recognize all of them. Joining Knights of the Round will highlight in chat, and we will all hail you as what my Knights are doing right now. Actually, we will raise our swords, so to speak, in your honor. Let's see. No, it's okay, Gavin. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's okay. The channel is doing very well. I'm very, very, very happy with how things are going. And I am not gonna stop. there's no stopping the progression of this channel right now. You guys can expect continuous content. Those of you, whatever interval you watch, but I know there are people who watch every single day and they make it a part of their routine, and I appreciate that. I will continue to serve, you know, people who watch at whatever interval. There will always be, at the very least, one upload a day on this channel. That is, I can continue to do that. Absolutely. Not going to slow down. So anyways, let's see here. Yeah, Russ Cagle, 92 in here and only 24 likes. What's going on? 34 likes. It's not 91. There's 91 people watching. Some people probably watching on the TV and they can't like. If you're watching on a TV, switch to your phone and like the live stream for no other reason than bolstering my ego. Haha, same joke for the live stream every time. But I mean, you know, people like to hear the same thing. It's a reason I say Ritter Hogue, or I'm sorry, Benchmade Griptilian, or in this case, the Ritter Hogue. It's just a weird channel quirk, you know, like certain things have been set in stone and I'll just keep doing them, you know. Is that a Halo on the bottom? Yeah, it is. This is a Halo 6. Okay. For those of you who know what this is, right? If you've never handled one, this is quite a shock. And yes, I will open it on camera. For those of you who have not handled this or don't know what it is, specifically for people who don't know what it is, this is a very powerful single action OTF. And this is, there are many, many clones and copies and things out there. There is no way that any of them hold a candle to the real thing. The only other single action OTF I've ever handled was a ProTech Dark Angel, and that thing fired hard. That thing fired much harder than any of my double action OTFs, right? This thing is on an entirely different level. Very expensive, US made. This is one of the knives that made Microtech, more famous, I guess. All right. So single action means the blade is charged. There's a lot of spring tension, and when I push this button, the blade is going to fire out the end, and it's going to fire hard. You ready? Every time I fire that, it is an app. There's just so much power. There's no way to explain how much power is behind that blade in the video here. But the way that you disengage it, I'm sure you guys have seen the video. You push the button, and then there's two little tabs. You pull back on here, and then it's ridiculous, and it's so not. It's not safe. This is not something that it's a hellhound. It's not something that I would carry. There's not a pocket clip. These things, if you're going to carry something like this, you got to carry it in a pouch, which I think they come with, but I'll do it again. I got to get the right angle. It's so powerful. There's no way for me to explain that to you guys without, like, if you haven't handled one, there's nothing like experiencing that. It's just ridiculous. D2M Knives and Gear. MC, can I get a shout out for the charity raffle I've got going on for Garrettcore EDC? Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the donation. Is it on Instagram? Is that where you're doing it? Either way, D2M Knives and Gear on YouTube and Instagram. Go check that out. Absolutely. I'm so sorry. I've got so much going on. I should have mentioned that or said something on Instagram, but yeah, please do. Take the time to go check that out. Check him out on Instagram, and feel free to tell everybody what your Instagram is in chat. If it's different, I think it's the same actually. But absolutely, 100%. That's something that I am more than happy to direct traffic towards if I can help. So for sure. Oh, it's on YouTube. Okay, so check out D2M Knives and Gear on YouTube. Check that out and go show your support. That's absolutely fantastic that he's doing that. And I'm sorry I didn't say something sooner. It's just stuff gets it's just so crazy. I enjoy what I do, but man, my life it's very busy. And I do these live streams as kind of a wind down, truthfully, guys. So I appreciate that you guys come and hang out. But yeah, let's see here. John Wright, California knife rules make me sad. If I lived in California, I'd be sad too. Absolutely. So I feel your pain. As much as I can, I feel your pain. You like the light show. Yeah, I've got them set all to rotate colors. The D4S V2 rotates much faster. I'm so fascinated with secondary LEDs or auxiliary LEDs and flashlights. These can be set to do different things. I've got them all set to rotate just for visual, just because it's neat. But you can set them to dim, where they're much dimmer. So if you want to keep it, going at night, like if you're asleep and you want to be able to find your flashlight without it being so bright that it keeps you awake, there's dim. There's like a flicker mode. You can set it to just one color. You can set it to flicker on rotate and do all the. It's so cool. I love these things. The Anduril user interface is quickly becoming a cornerstone for my flashlight tastes, and especially the lights that use the Anduril UI and have the auxiliary LEDs. I've got one more coming. I'm really into those. Very cool. Do I still have my Scorpion? Yeah, right here. I've got the new black one for sure. So the other Scorpion was sold to a patron, but this new black one, look at this. Oh, it's so controlled. This is drop shut controlled action. Look at this. Oh my God. That is so good. I don't know if you guys know, I'm not a drop shut guillotine type of guy. I appreciate it. I appreciate the quality that goes into a knife like that, but this is a $200 knife. It is a off-grid design, but it's made by We. And something about the geometry and the way that everything's put together, once that blade is past a certain point, oh man, that is controlled. That is so controlled. I am such a big fan of that. Very cool. Yeah, Shirogov Quantum is very similar in terms of the control. The smoothness, the feeling of smoothness on the inside of the pivot on the Quantum is better, but it should be for $1,100. But this thing is still crazy smooth and very controlled. That's why listen, guys, I'm going to, spoiler alert, tomorrow you're going to get a video called Top 10 More Underrated Knives for 2020. And the Scorpion is still on there. This is severely underrated. The Scorpion is unbelievable. If you didn't see that video where I unboxed it, go check that out. There's a link. If you want to go check it out right now, there's a link in that video right at the very top of the description. It's a very recent upload, and you can go check that out. That is such a wonderful knife. $200 for the black one. And then the other variants, I think, are $220 right now, but it's worth it, 100%. Let's see here. Yeah, just no, Tiburon 1171, just go to that upload that I did where it says unboxing the Blackout Scorpion. Pull it up and look in the description, and there's a link right there. And you can pick it up. It is 100% worth it. Carbon fiber inlays, titanium and S35VN, 4-inch blade. Oh my gosh, 4-inch cutting edge on that thing too. Wicked. Such a wonderful pocket clip too. Look at this pocket clip. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, perfect position pocket clip. I tell that guy all the time, I'm like, man, home run on the Scorpion. So cool. And let me get the box. You get a little coin with it because it's part of their Elite series. Crap, where's the box? Oh, here it is. Yeah. So here's the box that it comes with, and they send you a challenge coin, and it's pretty sick. I know what challenge coins cost. They're not cheap. I looked into it for the channel, and these are not cheap. So this is cool. I mean, I think that's neat. I like challenge coins. You know, I mean, all you do is flip them, you know, but whatever. That's what we do with our knives. So that's cool. All right, let's see here. Any Socom Elite manual knives still out of stock everywhere? Yeah, looks like they are out of stock, but you know that thing's coming back. The Socom, here, I'll get mine out just to flex. Where is it? There she is. My wife bought this knife for me on our anniversary, in 2018, and she found this on her own. It was during the initial re-release of this, and I think the last version of it was in 2012. And yeah, this thing has been carried much more often. If you caught my most carried knives here recently, should we squeeze the Socom Elite in here? Let's do that. Let's just scooch on over. There we go. We'll put it right here after the Rhino and before the Hinderer. There we go. Very, very wonderful blade. Do they make a Harpoon Spanto XM24? No, but they need to. Mike, that's my brother, everybody. Mike V25. Mike, you should have left your Hinderer here so I could show it in the live stream. My brother just bought his first Hinderer. He bought one of the recent, he was waiting for the Gen 6 XM18 3.5-inch Harpoon Spanto in 20 CV. The only other Gen 6 Harpoon Spanto that's ever been released was released in S35VN, and I had that knife and showed it on the channel. Before that, the last version of it was a Gen 4 in M390, which I also showed on the channel. And I think they had a few here and there in Gen 4 with 20 CV. Mike has one of the new ones, and I've customized it. I actually made a video for you guys to watch on Sunday morning. I took it apart and added a different scale and some cool hardware, so you guys will be able to enjoy that on Sunday morning. But yeah, Mike, they do need to make an XM24 Harpoon Spanto. Hopefully that's planned. I will buy that immediately. That is about the only version of the XM24 that I would sell the Dark Horse for, is an XM24 Harpoon Spanto. But I need that black stonewash finish, and I'm I'm a little nervous they may have discontinued that finish. Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you guys talking about this? This is the Jack 2.0. That's the knife on the far left here. Very cool, very odd, very different. I don't think I've ever seen a knife quite like that because you can remove the blade from the spine. Stas is in here. Stasa23, what's up, man? Subscribe to Stasa23 if you haven't. He has excellent content, is an excellent person, and he knows his stuff for sure. Then I'm straight. Yeah, straightish. Yeah, sorry about that, Gavin. I get talking and I forget to look at the chat, so that's my bad. John West, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping in. Sam Lee, anyone take advantage of the new Blade HQ sale? So stoked on my free knife life hat. Yeah, I'll tell you guys right now. You guys know I'm a Blade HQ affiliate, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say thank you to everybody who has been clicking on my links. That the sale shows, you know, people use those, and that's great. So thank you so much. You know. That's a nice synergy. You know, those of you who watch my channel and plan on buying knives anyway, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys actually using those. I mean, it's really cool. I wasn't sure when I set up these affiliate programs that people would actually use them, and you guys do. So thank you. It's really, really cool. I really appreciate that. Anyways, let's see here. Thoughts on the Stitch? It's the coolest side opening auto in existence. It's also a monster, and it's an ergonomic masterpiece. That thing is so wild. Microtech needs to make a manual Stitch. I said that in the review. They got that hole in there, which works fine on the custom, right? Because it's a manual, but the hole serves no purpose on the auto. So Microtech needs to do the same thing they've done with the Socom Elite and make an auto and a manual version of it. I'll buy that. I said it in the video. You do a bronze hardware, bronze button, and then a bronze blade, and you make a manual. My money's already spent. You've got my money, Microtech. It's all right. Whatever you want for it, it's bought. No, I sold my ProTech Malibu to a patron. I know how many people are, you know, I appreciate my patrons, of course. I say that a lot, and I mean it. I very much do appreciate my patrons. For those of you who don't know, when I sell knives or trade knives, my patrons have first dibs always. That's just how that works. And I know how many people have been waiting for the ProTech Malibu, so I thought, you know, I've got one that's sitting here, and I love carrying it, you know, but it's going to be put to better use in the hands of somebody who's been wanting one, and so I put it up on Patreon, substantially reducing the price. And I allowed all of my patrons a shot at it, and I drew a name, and one person won it, or won the opportunity to buy it at a discount. And so I like doing stuff like that. You know, I mean, I've got a lot of knives, a lot of them sit, and some of them get carried and used, but there's a lot of time in between, and so there's no reason for me to hoard everything. That's why I generally do giveaways on live streams. You know, I love knives, but I don't want to be a hoarder. I desperately don't want to hoard everything. So let's see here. Yeah, and they are coming soon. There's actually right down in the description, there's a link that says shop at Blade HQ. If you were to use that link to go to Blade HQ and then go to from there the ProTech Malibu where it says coming soon, and then sign up for the email list, you will be able to be notified when that comes out, and at the same time it will benefit the channel. So if you are waiting for a ProTech Malibu, that's a great way to get your hands on it and at the same time support me. But if not, that's totally okay. You can just type it into your browser and that's fine too. No judgment. Excuse me. Where do they sell the Scorpion? The Scorpion sells on their website and on Amazon. And there's a link directly to the knife on the most recent unboxing video that I did for the Blackout Scorpion. If you go to my channel and just look back just a couple of uploads, it says unboxing the Blackout Scorpion. Pull up in the description of that video, and there's a link that goes right to it and all the different variants. Concept versus we versus Riot. Concept and we are very close. Riot's on another level. Riot is definitely a step and a half above We, and We does a great job, and so does Concept. Concept, they feel like Kizer Plus. There's an obvious Kizer element there, but there's a noticeable difference in quality. And that's not saying that Kizer doesn't do a good job for their price point. Kizer is very competitive in their pricing. They offer great materials, right? It's just the action doesn't feel quite the same as a We. Concept feels more like a We, and they feel a lot more polished. I'm really impressed with the Concept knives I've got my hands on. I'm very interested in seeing what those designers like. Those Concept is built. A lot of the really big designers that were involved with Kizer are now with Concept, so they are definitely a company to watch. We should all be keeping our eyes on Concept. They are legit. They're going to be unique designs, and they're going to be very high quality, and they're going to be very competitive for the price range. So yeah, you'll be seeing more Concept knives on this channel for sure. Thoughts on partially serrated blades? Aesthetically, I don't like how they look. I find that I have very little use for serrations. Most of what I do can be accomplished with a blade. In fact, it can be accomplished more conveniently. If I cut a lot of twine, which some people do in Kansas, I might want some serrations. But here's the problem. Once they go dull, they're a nightmare to resharpen. You think like a compound tanto, like a recurve tanto, is going to be difficult to sharpen? That's nothing compared to trying to bring your serrations back to life. So serrations for me are like a, if it's on your knife and you do stuff periodically that's going to, need serrations, then great. But once they're down, they're going to be basic. I mean, they're not done for, but I don't know. I mean, they're just the way that they're cut, it's chisel ground and scalloped. So they're not super durable to begin with. They're going to wear down faster. And I don't generally like how they look, but some people do find use for them. I just don't have use in my day-to-day life. So use for serrations. My mini sheepdog is one of my favorites, but I want an XL. Yeah, the XL is just a fun it's just a fun knife. I don't know. I mean, like I took that thing out and broke down a bunch of cardboard boxes with it, and it was an absolute beast. But outside of that, I don't know what else I'd use it for, but it is cool and it's made super well, and it's in 154 cm, so that's neat. What's my favorite knife brand? Hey chat, can you guys tell Gavin what my favorite knife brand is? Most of you guys know. I'm not trying to mock you at all, Gavin. I'm not trying to be mean. But yeah, like my favorite brand is Hinderer, as you're seeing in the chat. I am notoriously, is that the right word? Notoriously a Hinderer guy. Snuggle Tummy, welcome to the Knights of the Round. Everybody, welcome Snuggle Tummy with a hail of Excalibur blades. Snuggle Tummy, enjoy your badging system. Enjoy your exclusive emojis. Welcome. It's funny to say such a silly name and add all the corny epicness to it. That's what we do here for Knights of the Round. Absolutely. The longer you stay in, the more your badge changes colors, and you have swords, and more swords are always going to be added to the emoji system. And as for people who have been Knights for a long time, we were talking about this before the video started. I am 100% certain that YouTube will evolve the membership program to allow me to do more things for people in the same tier. I don't think I'm ever, like, if I wanted to, I could create more expensive tiers for the membership program and do like other weird things, but I don't want to do that. I have Patreon and we do fun stuff there, and I've got the membership program. We do it on YouTube. I don't want to split people up and make them feel obligated to buy more stuff because you guys already support me like crazy. So when YouTube inevitably offers additional benefits to the same, tier that you're already in, I will add them in so that members who are already members, you'll get those benefits. Whatever cool, weird stuff they come out with, I will make sure and take advantage of that so you guys get all that stuff. Knife Nut says, how much is your Patreon and what are the perks? So my Patreon starts at $1. And for $1 a month, you gain access to every single exclusive Patreon video that I do, which is once a week, and it's on Fridays. I do, knife sales that are exclusive to patrons. Any knives that I sell on my personal collection are drastically reduced in price. and patrons get first dibs. Trading rights, same thing. I do special giveaways. There are unique stickers. Some of them you're seeing out here on the table. Stuff like that. And every now and then I do special events, but it's very active. There are quite a few people there, and there's kind of a community growing there, so it's fun. But you know, don't feel obligated. It's something that you can do if you want to, but it's just something else that I do. I run a Discord, I run Patreon, I do YouTube, I've got my Instagram, and then I've got the Amazon store and you know the affiliate links and stuff like that, and whatever I can do to cater to the people who watch my channel at the same time. Use the benefits to grow. That's the idea, synergy and you know, everything working together. So yes, he's 6 months from now he's going to be getting random cookie requests. Let's see here. Hey, yeah, I mean, that's great, but if not, that's totally okay too, man. Let's see here. Is Al Science Pal in here? Where is he? There he is. One of my first nights. And Andrew Toole. Andrew Toole was not technically, he was the very first person to join the membership program. Shortly after that, on the same day, Al the Science Pal, and I think Stacy wasn't far behind. All the red helmet knights are the ones that have been around the longest. But Zach, there's Zach, the Bearer of Light. Far left is the Riot Jack too. Yeah, lots of people asking about that tonight. I'll show it again. Damasteel blade, removable, interchangeable. I've got the M390 blade on there too, or I've got it here where I'll show it when I do the video. And then there's also a comb, a titanium comb. Zach Stuff, thank you so much for the donation, Zach. Subscribe to Zach Stuff. Definitely one of the channels that I am subscribed to, and also continuously watch. Zach, I watch a lot of your content legitimately. You guys can take the time to leave my live stream and subscribe to Zach Stuff because he's awesome. Let's see here. Christopher Clayton, that's okay, man. Don't worry about that. Nobody should ever feel obligated to join any. The programs are there for people who want to utilize them, but the content on this channel will always be free. I will. That's why I do so much, to make sure that people know that my motivation is not purely, trying to benefit it. I do the content because I like to do it, and just to make sure that people always have continuous free content that is entertaining and interesting, right? That's why I do 2 uploads a day, for sure. Do not feel obligated. You're already a knight. I created the membership plan so people could do an either or type of thing, depending on how much they interact with certain elements of my channel, right? The patrons for people who want to do that, and the memberships program for people who regularly join live streams, right? It's just a way for you to interact the way that you want to interact, right? David Payne, you need a cell phone charger, buddy. Yeah, I guess now the program's called Acorns, Acorn Nights, because somebody made the comment a while back that the helmets look like acorns because they're so tiny, and that's true. They do look, they do from a distance look like acorns, little multicolored acorns. That's fine. There's a section on the Discord called Acorn Nights that was created. At some point. I don't know. I didn't create that section, but it seems to be working out okay. Excuse me. What have we not talked about that's out here yet? We've talked about the Jack 2, the MSG, the Canis, the Scorpion, the Rhino. We talked about the Socom Elite and the Hinderers are always there. We have not talked about this guy, the Boker XXL Kalashnikov. Oh my God. This has got to be one of the biggest side opening production automatic. I understand there's some novelty stuff out there, but this is a production knife. D2 aircraft aluminum or 6061 T6. And yeah, the Boker Kalashnikov is a good knife. This is ridiculous, but it has a super functional blade. It actually does get not crazy thin, but yeah, I would use this knife for sure. It's cool. Quite powerful. Rosh, I'm so sorry. I can't pronounce your last name. He says, Manix 2, should I get the S110 or S30? So here's the deal, man. If you are a confident sharpener, if you are a seasoned sharpener, and you are big into the benefits of edge retention, and you are cutting materials that are not likely to put nicks in your blade. So if you're cutting lighter materials, right, rubber, cardboard, paper, stuff like that, if all of that's true, then I would say go with S110. If none of that's true or part of that is not true, I would go with S30V. S30V is much tougher, much more well-rounded. It's much easier to sharpen. S30V is an excellent steel. S110V is a super premium steel, but where those benefits increase, other elements of that multi-directional teeter-totter, that's how I think of steel. You have to think if one end is weighed out, right, weighed down to make the other end go up, then you're gaining benefits and you're losing benefits at the same time. So that's the idea with S110. S110V is great, but it is definitely chippy. Even Spyderco's S110, and Spyderco does a great heat treat. It can be chippy, and that is a problem when you're sharpening. Let's see here. I would go with Maximate. But if you really need the extra corrosion resistance, then don't go with Maximate. But Maximate, in my opinion, I would rather have Maximate. That's like S1. It's like S110V edge retention with drastically increased toughness. Still probably a nightmare to sharpen, but yeah, the lightweight Manix 2 and Maximate for sure is that is a cardboard destroyer. Somebody else asked a question. Londinium Armory says, "Hey MC, what's going on? Got a question for sure, man. What's your question?" I will wait. Let's see here. I'm trying to stay below 150. Yeah, I mean, like the fact that you can get a Manix 2 and S110V for under 150 is amazing. The Manix 2 is one of the best priced American knives out there. Londinium says, have you ever handled the Kizer GTI large folder in S35VN? No, I have not. Let me Google that real quick. Kizer GTI large. I have never seen this knife. Never. Is this currently in production? That's interesting for sure. Holy moly, body screws. That pivot's cool. I like the blade shape. I'm wondering if it's a kind of a thick boy. Seems like it might be. Yeah, it's cool. I've never handled it. Interesting. That's the nice thing about the knife world. No matter how much content I make, I'm only at the tip of the iceberg. Like there's no, I mean, like let's say all of a sudden this channel had 5,000 uploads and not 1,200. I still would just be barely scraping the surface as far as knife content goes. Super thick, that's kind of what I assumed. It looks like a chunky boy, but I like chunky knives. I think they're neat, regardless of how utilitarian they are. I think they're interesting. God, it's already 9:43. Let's see here. Oh, it's hollow ground. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I want to see some more Shaman sprints, and I know that the whole sprint thing is frustrating. I wish Spyderco had a custom shop just like Benchmade, but I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. A Crewwear Shaman, the Z-Wear Shaman, a Maximate Shaman, the Shamaxim. What did I say the other night? Oh, I was joking about the Tanto grind that the PM2 came out with on the Shaman, and I would call it a Shamanto. And then I said if they made a Shamanto in Maximate, the Shamaximanto, I would buy that. It's already bought. But if they seriously though, if they do a gray G10, just like the Para 3, this version of the Para 3, which is my most carried knife of all time. If they do a Shaman in this color G10 and Maximate, and it's tumbled, stop doing all of the sprints for the Shaman in satin. Barf. It's fine. It's fine. But I don't like the sharp edges. I want the tumbled sprints. They do that, it's bought. Excuse me. consensus was S30V on Manix. I mean, if you consider yourself like if you're like me and you're more of a novice sharpener and you just want an all around good EDC, yeah, for sure, man, go with the S30V. The S30V Manix 2 and just like Black G10. This is one of the best value knives out there. It's such a wonderful tool. It's still an amazing value, and Spyderco hasn't quite bumped it to the same level as like what they're doing with the PM2. Oh my God, what they want for the base PM2, like WTF, you know? But yeah, the Shaman, or I'm sorry, the Manix 2 is incredible. 10V or 15V. I've never used those steels. I don't know much about it. I have to get on my Z knives or my the knife steel composition app that pulls data from Z knives is what I use on my phone. It is wonderful. It is fun to read and look at compositions. So if you, I don't know if it's available on Apple, but if you have an Android, you should download Knife Steel Compositions. I love that application. Yeah, like Andrew Toole said, for 99.99999% of what you'll use it for, S30V is just fine. 100%. Agreed. Yeah, lots of people like the Para. I love the Para 3, and it's totally against my preferences. Like, my aesthetic preferences and all that stuff, the Para 3 has a lot of things that are just totally different from, but I can't deny, I mean, here's the thing. You need a Lynch clip or an MXG deep carry clip if you're going to pick up a Para 3. But once you put the MXG deep carry clip or the Lynch clip on this knife, it's perfect. This is the most perfect EDC cutting tool. I just love this thing. It is so easy to manipulate, and it's fun to fidget with, and that everything is just positioned right. And this Maximate version, my wife also bought me this one for a different anniversary. Wonderful. I have an MXG clip on it. I like the MXG spoon clip a little bit better because it's got the swoop and not the bend and the dip. Yeah, either one is fine. They're excellent. Yeah, and it does. The PM2 does look like a wounded pelican. Look at this. Tell me this doesn't look like a pelican that got clipped by a 3/4 ton. It's just like on the side of the road, like, yeah, you know, like that's what it reminds me of. Oh my God. Yeah, sprint runs give me anxiety too, for sure, because I feel like it's so obligated. I know a lot of people think that I can just pick and grab whatever I want, and it's really not the case. I wish that was the case, but it's really not. I really depend on the people who watch this channel for knives review. And for anybody wondering, no, I don't get to keep the vast majority of the stuff that comes in. Every now and then I have generous people who give stuff, but 99% of the stuff that comes in goes right back. So, John Duncan, yeah, they do. Is the Benchmade mini Griptilian with carbon fiber scales good? Yeah, I mean the Griptilian and mini Griptilian are great knives. They're evergreen knives. They're popular now. They were popular in the past, and they will continue to be popular. Especially if you like to mod your knives, man, the Griptilian's a great platform for that, for sure. Carbon fiber is always great. We'd be streaming a while. I'm only going to be streaming until 10 o'clock, so I get 12 more minutes. I generally only do 1 hour streams. But yeah, I mean, I do it every weekend. So next weekend will be Saturday. So if you got to leave, that's fine. You can catch the next one. I do it pretty consistently. I mean, I know you guys want me to stream longer sometimes, and there will be a night where we would break that wheel back out. If Zell's in here, he made me this awesome wheel. We'll get that wheel back out. We'll do something weird, and I'll do like an hour and a half or a 2 hour stream. I like doing weird. I like doing funny, bizarre live streams, and we'll do that again. But it's just been so chaotic, and once it gets to be a little calmer, I can plan something, then yeah, I'll do stuff like that for sure. Let's see here. We make fun of PM2's mother. I'm trying to find a question I can answer. You have any word when the Three River Neutron 2 is dropping? I do not. But I have talked to that guy on Instagram. He's really nice. Really, really nice. It's always nice to find out that the person behind a design that a lot of people like and that is legitimately good is also a nice person. It's really because I have met some people where I'm like, "Ew." Like, everybody's got their own path, right? And events leading up to that point in their life are unique, and perhaps in some ways it's justifiable if somebody's got a sour attitude about one thing or another, right? I'm not going to judge. But yeah, the guy from TRM, or at least the person I was talking to on Instagram, really nice, pleasant to speak with. Answer Saints. Where's Saints? Do you recommend the CRKT Piet? I don't know if I'm pronouncing the word correctly. I've never handled it. Another knife from CRKT that I've not handled. CRKT has some flagship designs that I've handled, and that's about the peak of my interest with them. They are tiptoeing into the enthusiast world and using some more high-end materials. The most recent knife that I handled from them was the Tuna, which was excellent. Lucas Burnley design, I think. The more stuff they do like that, the more I'm going to show their stuff on my channel for sure. Let's see here. Andrew says, I'm over super steels in general. Heck, I primarily collect customs in the $800 to $1,500 range, and most are CPM 154. If it's heat treated well and the blade geometry is good, it's more than adequate. 100% agreed, Andrew. You should buy what you like. Definitely, you should buy what brings you happiness. But if we're talking about utilitarian benefits and well-roundedness in a steel, CPM 154 is still king in my book. That is the most versatile steel. The composition is so excellent. He's so right. I mean, like, there are benefits to super steels with crazy compositions that weigh out. You got an excess in toughness with 3V. You got excess in edge retention in Maximum. Excess corrosion resistance in LC200N. That's all fine and dandy, right? If you need that or if you don't, if it makes you happy, or at least the idea of it. But if you're going to go out and use your knife, if I'm really going to go out and beat on something and have to resharpen it a lot, and I'm going to use it for a ton of different things, CPM 154. Or 154 CM, because the ingot form of that steel already has a fine grain structure. So the CPM process gives you a 5% benefit in toughness. Neat, whatever. The 154 CPM 154, I love them both. They're still excellent. Anyways. Yeah, Londinium Armory. Exactly. 100%. ProTech, confirm that with me. CPM Pro, I said, why do you not use CPM 154 on all your stuff? Use 154 CM. They said because the powder process only adds a maximum benefit of 5% in toughness and everything else is the same. So, yeah. I mean, I get that. If the carbide formation is benefit in the makeup of the steel, then the CPM process has a much greater benefit. But that's not the case with the composition of 154 CM. So the powder form steel is almost exactly the same. Stacy, Bolstered Blades, thank you for the donation and the picture of the unicorn. That's wonderful, and it brings me joy. Thank you. Let's see here. I just went on a crazy long rant about 154. I've done that so many times on the channel. Oh my God. Let's see. Zach says, that's what ProTech says about it. Knife Steel Nerds comes to a different conclusion in their article about heat treating 154 CM. That's interesting. I'll read about that. I like to see different perspectives and hear different perspectives for sure. I imagine with absolutely perfect heat treat, maybe there are, variables that I don't know about. In fact, that's likely the case because I'm just somebody who talks a lot and reads a lot and doesn't have a lot of field experience. So I can't say definitively that I'm right. In fact, I'm probably not. Let's see here. Sean says, I'm going to eat some pickles. Love 154. All right, man. That's cool. That sounds like a good agenda. Wait. MC, you got to get that book. What do you mean? What book? What's another? Yeah, sure, man. I'm into rainbows for sure. Rainbows are nice to look at, and if you're in a state where it rains a lot and at the same time the sun shows, then you get some pretty killer rainbow. The craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, let me talk about this real quick. I'm going to share an experience with you guys that was mind-blowing. Un memento. Hang on. It's story time. Story time for you guys. Hang on. I'm going to tell you guys a crazy story. And you're all going to love it and think that I'm really cool. And you're going to think I'm so deep, right? And I'm so interesting. What an interesting mind that Metal Complex has. Barf. But seriously, I'm going to tell you guys a real story about an experience in my life. The most beautiful thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. It just blew me away. Arash, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I would try to pronounce your last name, but I can't. But I do appreciate that donation and the popcorn. That was really nice of you. All right. So when I was in high school, my buddy Dusty and I, one of my best friends in the whole world, he had a purple Ford Ranger, 2-wheel drive, not meant for storm chasing at all. But if you live in the Midwest, it doesn't really matter what you drive. People out here, we don't have a lot to do. So wild, crazy, violent storms come in, and we're so used to them. And it's not necessarily in the Midwest. I'm sure people in any state that has really violent weather, you have a fascination with the weather, right? So you chase it, you follow it, whatever, for lack of anything better to do. And because when you're younger, you feel like you're invincible. We used to drive down dirt roads and Kansas highways directly into storm fronts. Really stupid, not smart. The storm fronts have really powerful microbursts and hail and tornadoes and lightning. It's off and it's flat out here. So if you're on a Kansas highway or a dirt road, there's not much else for lightning to strike but your vehicle. So not smart. But we were dumb kids, right? 16, 17. We used to take this purple Ranger and just smash right into storm fronts just for the thrill of it. And we came out of one between Larned and Great Bend, Kansas. For anybody who's ever been through Kansas, we came out of a really violent storm front, and it was one where the edge of the storm was, the sun had started to set behind it, and it was shining through on this immense rainstorm. And there was a double rainbow, and everybody's seen that YouTube video of that guy's like freaking out about the double rainbow. Double rainbows are not that uncommon. They happen. It just depends on where the light is, right? That was not the part that shook my soul. The part that shook my soul, Kansas has a lot of crazy lightning. And it's not flat. You see whole bolts and true, real life HD, right? We saw this bolt of lightning that seemed to come from the peak of the sky, not like down in front of my face. Like it seemed to come from the most northern point above my head. This massive is so white that it was purple. Came out of the peak of the sky and struck directly down. It cleaved this double rainbow and hit the ground very close to us. And it was the sound and the shockwave, the impact, the visual. We were driving and that we had the sunbeams coming through and there was still raining. There was so much visually happening. And I was completely paralyzed by how intense this moment was. It was the most ridiculous thing. Nothing that I have ever seen in nature has topped that moment. I was 16 or 17 when I saw that happen, and I still remember it very vividly. I wish I could have caught that on camera, but it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And to this day, I've never seen that happen the same way with the same light. It was just ridiculous. And the sound, like if you're really close to lightning, the sound of a bolt hitting the ground when you're really close to it is, people describe it as a bomb, like a bomb. It's ridiculous. It's just intense. We could feel it on the inside of the vehicle for sure. Anyways, I have not been looking at the chat. I've just been talking about this this lightning bolt. Trace Folk says, "Hey MC, bought my first XM18. I think it's going to start an addiction." I'm so sorry to have. If I aided in that, I'm so sorry, because it is a very powerful addiction. XMs are very, very strong. It's one of those things where you can look at it and think, I'm kind of attracted to that, or I'm kind of, but what's the deal? What's the thrill? And then you get it in hand and you go, oh God. Mike, Speaking of lightning, so our recent violent lightning storm in Hayes actually peaked around it. He called me and he said, are you watching this storm? The bolts were hitting the ground directly outside of his house, and they were like half seconds apart. I remember that. I was like, yeah, man, it's so crazy. And he was like, no, they're hitting the ground. He was on the other side of town. And he was like, no, it's centralized right here. It's hitting right outside. He's like, I can see it hitting the ground outside of my apartment. It was really, really crazy. I'm surprised your windows didn't shatter. It was nuts. Let's see here. Yeah, they are. The lightning bolts that hit very close are definitely loud, and they are startling. Take fireworks times 1,000. It's really, even living, if you live in Florida, you live in anywhere where lightning is a constant thing, it doesn't matter how long you live. It's really interesting to watch. It's fascinating, but you a bolt hitting the ground when you're not expecting it will still shake you to the core for sure. Let's see. Also, I'm familiar with Hayes. Used to go to McCracken Rodeo every year. Hey, that's awesome, dude. That's really cool. That's really close to where I live. All right. We're at the end. We're actually over. I'll give you guys 5 minutes of pickle time because I know everybody's itching to talk about pickles and whatever. So do what you do. Anybody who's not in the pickle joke, it started out as that game that you play with movie titles where you replace one word with the word wiener or the other word that means wiener. But we did the same thing with knives, the name of knives, except you replace one word with pickle because I don't know, whatever. And it was really funny the first time it happened. And I was losing it. I don't know how many live streams back that was, but I laughed so hard I almost died. And so now it's become a regular thing. And now people don't really do it with knives. They just crack jokes about pickles that are totally unrelated. Whatever. I don't know. I cannot believe that that is an element of this live stream of this channel. But John, Mike and I both were, Mike was here for that live stream and both of us were losing it. Somebody said, God, what was it? Mike, do you remember the one that made me lose it? Seth, a guy named Seth was the person who said it, and I just came completely unglued. The next 10 minutes of the live stream was ruined because I couldn't stop laughing. Yeah, it was the Benchmade Crooked Pickle. It still makes me laugh. It still makes me chuckle a little bit. But the first time I heard that, I just died. I thought it was so dumb, but it was so funny because it's like, if you don't know anything about Benchmade and you don't understand the joke and you're just reading those words in order, it's like, what is it that you're envisioning, right? That's why it made me so funny. Why do I need so much knives? Good question. Welcome to the knife world. None of us completely understand our addiction, but we embrace it, not of our own free will, but out of outside necessity. It is beyond our control. Oh, that's clever. Let's see here. Hide. There you go. See you later. That was an interesting tactic. I always wonder what people do after that. Like, obviously the goal is to be like, look at the reaction from it, right? Maybe this is the satisfaction because I'm talking about it. But the funny thing that I like to think about is when people do that is, what do they do afterwards? They just go, I'm gonna go make a bologna sandwich. Like, what life do they go back to? You know? I just find that so infinitely fascinating. There's no reason to like really come down on those people because whatever it is that they're going back to has to be completely pointless and just absolutely shameful, you know? If you if you make time in your life for something like that, then whatever it is that you do with the rest of your time has to be an absolute waste of time. Oh my God. That's how I get through that, is knowing that there's no the rest of us get to go on doing what we're doing, and they go back to bologna sandwiches and likely a mattress on the floor with no sheet. That's what I imagine. And they've been silent, so they can't retort to tell us what their reality actually is. We just get to keep pretending and making up whatever reality we want. I like to imagine the mattress wizard and a bologna sandwich, just like laying on there's no sheet, and they're just laying there like on the side, just eating it, just like off-brand mustard and bologna on white bread, just like I got those guys. Oh man, that's the best. Let's see here. Yeah, no one cares. It actually created the benefit here is that it created a lot of laughs, hey, maybe for all we know, maybe that guy's intention was to spread joy, right? Maybe he knew that I was gonna crack a joke about it and everybody was gonna laugh, right? Maybe that was his goal, right? He got to this point in life and he's like, I've done everything I wanted to do. I made 131 people kind of chuckle in a live stream. Oh, let's see here. All right. Why no sheet? I don't know. You know that just adds insult to injury. Like, you got the mattress, but there's no sheet. There should be a sheet, but there's not. We don't know why, but there's probably not a sheet. There's probably, we'll call it Mountain Dew stains. We'll say that that's what it is. Oh, tipped over Mountain Dew. I was playing World of Warcraft and I got really excited, Got my one of the twin blades of Azeroth dropped and I got really excited and spilled my Mountain Dew in my combos. That's what that is, I swear. Oh man, there's like 7 people in here who probably know what I'm talking about, probably find that funny. Andrew Toole, thank you so much for the donation. Nothing wrong with that. You absolutely can plug your Instagram and YouTube that way. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Follow Andrew Toole on Instagram at artofedc, art.of.edc_23 on Instagram. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, make up whatever joke you want. There's no reason the reality has to cater to my joke. It can be whatever you want it to be, because he can't talk anymore. He's not in here, so we get to decide his fate, right? Collectively, reality is what we want it to be. Who got that? All right, guys. It's 10:08. I think it's time to be done. Wait. Let's hold on. One more fire of that Microtech before the end. All right, let's end the live stream with one more fire of the Halo 6. Ready? Here we go. Bam! Golly, that thing is. I'm being serious about this. That is at least 5 times more powerful than my combat Troodon. At least. Troodon, whatever. Hey, shameless plug of my own Instagram. Can I do this on my own live stream? Here, I'm going to take up the whole stream. Take up the whole screen. Follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. There's 142 people in here. I expect to see 142 new followers. Or actually, there's probably people in here who already follow me. But if you don't follow me and you have Instagram, I post every single day, including knife memes. So follow me on Instagram. All right, guys, this was fun. This was a good, chill, laid-back live stream. I promise we'll do something special and weird soon. But this is going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining in. This was a blast, as usual. Hope you guys have an excellent rest of your Friday evening, and an excellent rest of your weekend. Bye.